So, a video about the Koenigsegg Regera wasn't actually my idea, but a wish from a new subscriber which I'm really thankful for. It was definitely a mission to get a decent setup, but the hardness level was over 9000. But first let me tell you some facts about the car for which only 84 units were ever built. It has been introduced in 2015 on a Geneva International Motor Show and had a bit different philosophy than most of the other Koenigsegg's. It's more of a luxurious concept than an extremely light super sports car. The Regera doesn't have a traditional multi-clutch transmission, but instead features a single-speed fixed-gear transmission, often called direct drive, with which it can catapult the car in under 23 seconds to 400 kph. Also, the Regera set a new world record for the fastest time for a vehicle, going from 0 to 400 kph and back to the standstill at a decommissioned radar, I don't know how to pronounce it to be honest, military airport in September 2019. At 31.49 seconds, the vehicle beat the record previously held for 2 years by the Koenigsegg Regera RS. Basically, Koenigsegg was dethroning themselves. Let's talk about the car in Forza Horizon 5. Since there aren't that many ways to tune the car, I won't talk about this part in the video. The only thing to mention is my decision to throw the unique direct drive out of the car and replace it with the 4-speed transmission. The problem I had with the Koenigsegg was that I wasn't able to turn that well. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I wanted a bit more rotation for tighter corners. That's why I have chosen this drift transmission, which is basically a normal 4-speed transmission, so I can also use it for the Regera. The gearing which I have chosen looks quite strange in the first couple of moments. I'm not really using the 4th gear and the first gear goes until 200 kph. Probably you are asking why I've done this. First gear is just for the rotation in corners and for race starts if you have the skill to be gentle on the throttle. Basically you shouldn't use this gear unless you push the ACC pedal for less than 25% in tight corners. The second gear is just for the acceleration above 180 kph, but just on straights and on long flat out corners. If you steer too hectic or just too fast, the car will spin. You really need to be as smooth as possible. Let's get to the most important gear. With the third gear you can do everything. Just a bit worse. You can basically only use this gear, but you will be slower. Still it's possible to win races when you just use this one. If you also use the first 2 gears, this gear is just for the corner exit, when you don't want to be gentle on the throttle. It will hold the Regera pretty stable, just with a bit slower acceleration. Otherwise just use this gear when the second gear tops out. The 4th gear is like a "Mommy said that I shall come home safe" gear. If you are feeling that you lose the car, just shift into that gear and the car will kinda auto-stabilize itself. That's it. You need to practice, you definitely have to drive with manual transmission and don't take it on any city circuits. This car is made for straights and long corners, so sprint races are the races to go.